Market recap for Wednesday, 24/09, 2025. So, um, well, today just played out exactly like how I said yesterday, how it would play out. So, and I did actually capitalize on it because I was able to be awake. So, you see here I took the short, as you can see at the highs, 24/09/03, 24/09/03, and then I took the exit right here, right? Normally now I'm trying to aim for genuinely 1.5k a week, right? So my new trading plan is realistically to have really 2 trades a week, right? Look for 3 days a week to trade anyway, and whatever, like split them to 750 each, or just 1.5k. Maybe I'll lose or whatever, but regardless, get 1.5k a week and split that through 5 accounts. So that's what I'm working on right now. I'm just slowly trying to pass 5 accounts, right? And then 5 accounts, 1.5k a week. That's 7.5k a week. And then, you know, once you times that by 4, and we're looking at 30k a month, right? Anybody would say is relatively easy to get. They'd be somehow, somewhere up, so 1.5k a week, right? The problem is they're losing. They're trying to force to like gain thingy. But if the target is solo, I've noticed I genuinely don't care about trading. Like Monday, I literally did not even bother, and I even seen like a model. I guess did not care. Right. Tuesday, I took one, and it was just a small loss, and I was like, all right, that's it. Turn off the charts. I've never had a losing day that small in my life ever. Right. It was nearly $50, like for me to just say nah, I'm good. About until you get to like 350, 500, that's normally when I stop. But I was like, bro, I do not care, I just need to make 1.5k. And then today I see like what price is gonna do, right? I bro but I need to sort my sleep. Like 5 a.m. I'm at like the gym or some shit. I come back asleep for like, I don't know, at 6 a.m. for like maybe 3, 4 hours, right? And then I wake up here, right, at around 6 a.m., right? Remember, this is UK time. So when I'm awake, I'm noticed that London actually didn't go where I wanted it to go. And we do actually take a London high. So I was like, wait, I don't need to wait for New York. Like the what do you call it? The manipulation is gonna be probably done soon, right? As you can see, there's no levels. This is like the levels I explained yesterday. Like, if you want to get technical with it, this this breaker. I mean, not get technical. If you want to keep it basic, it's just this breaker in this fair value gap, unicorn, whatever. I put it in the 30-minute time frame because it's the cleanest to look at. But again, in the 5 minute, 15 minutes, whatever, right? And at the same time, ES just touched it, right? So that's all cool with me. This is where I expect to reverse. This is where the PDA is. So if we like want to get technical and boring with it, let's drop down to this time frame. I mean this chart, which now you can see a bunch of hooligan lines, but everything makes sense. Let me just walk you through it. Okay, so in London, what we do is this is the 0.5 of, let me double check it so I'm not thingy, right? So this is the discount of our range, right? This is just let me show rather than just saying this whatever, right? So if we look at a 4 hour, right, what do we have? We have a bullish fair value gap, bearish fair value gap, so an inverse fair value gap and a bearish SIBI, basically to take price down. The 0.5 of this SIBI is below what? below the discount, right? So I do not really care about it. It's more for later on to see if price would react to it. Also, if you like look at this carefully, look where the bodies of the 4 hour stop, two of them, right at what? The lower quadrant of this inverse fair value gap, right? So I know that this is an area that most likely gonna stop price, right? And I see London hit it. It kind of overshoots it, so I don't really like it. And again, if I look back, I can see really and truly we didn't hit the breaker properly. And in ES, right? ES did not touch it yet. It did not touch the breaker. Also, it had 1, 2, 3, 4 relative equal highs by this time. Look at it at 736 or whatever. It goes smacks it. That's it right there. Here, look at the line. If you draw it through, look at that high. Once that is done, I was like, alright, cool. I know it looks still like we have relative equal highs, but no, I was genuinely waiting exactly for this. And if you noticed on the look at this line, right? At 602, I see our high being made, right? And at JNU, it should not be taken. So at 602, what do? We shoot up for the upper quadrant, 0.75 of our JSIBI, the 4 hour fair value gap, right? This is a daily mean threshold. This is just the 0.5 of the actual inverse, right? And this is like 0.62 retracement. These are levels that I did not expect price to go there. But because I'm going back to bed and I don't care about babysitting it, I literally just, the second that I did that, right? Remember my entry was at 2903, right? So I remember it was just averaging in like four. I was just calculating 4 contracts to like a low hanging fruit objective to give me the 1.5, right? And you'll see what that objective is in a second. So regardless, 2903 got the average, so somewhere around here. And you'll notice that is literally right at discount. So I'm happy with my entry. It's 4 MNQs, right? So if price goes here, I lose 300. Like that's how max thingy. I do not expect price to even go up here. And all I did was have a peek. Like I got in, I went to sleep, right? And then it went and does exactly what I want. And I actually wanted it to come back again here, right? Because without taking this high, and when I peaked it, like I woke up somewhere here when I peaked it, do that, and I was like, yeah, that's perfect. That's exactly what I want. Because remember, this high, and then this high will make this an intermediate term high, which is gonna make this not buy side liquidity, right? The fact that it already hits a what do you call it, video rated a tick and goes and shows like displacement from it, right? And then market structure shift is already like it should not be taken. But what makes it stronger is having this high and this high, right? And it's been in the middle for making an intermediate term high, right? Market structure wise. So again, it's basically the same as like this high for London yesterday, and that's why it wasn't taken really, which makes it an intermediate term high. That's cool. It's there for now, but also it does generate buy side liquidity. Not for today, but it will be buy side liquidity for later on, right? So as you can see, we have buy side for later on, buy side for later on. Anyway, that's my entry, right? And no 930 could get close to it, or I could even be in the red at 930. I do not care. My stop loss is somewhere up here. Mental stop loss is actually on this high, but I don't care if there's a wick, right? Like I could be wicked out, market could manipulate, whatever, right? This is my mental stop loss, and what? This is me losing like 80, 70, whatever, right? And if it goes there and I don't like how it's trading, I'll just cut the trade early, right? I wouldn't even bother to re-enter somewhere here because in my head it really should not go anywhere there. This should be the high, right? but I don't mind. I'll allow for wicks, right? I'll notice what bodies are doing. Cool. Again, this is discount. This is 0.5, so there wasn't really a reaction from this, so this one don't really matter. This is the opening range gap, right? And the close was right here. So all I cared about was us displacing through the midpoint, and we did, and we create the fair value gap, right? So let's say I didn't wake up or didn't see this, right? Which is cool. And I said, literally, I said yesterday, be careful for entering because the entry is going to be early, right? It's going to be very early. And I'd say, I was like saying 9:40 till 9:50, maybe till 10, but like realistically, I'm looking for a very early entry, right? The entry today was at this just first presented fair value gap. Like, okay, realistic entry, like, oh, some highs, tail swoop, whatever, right? Nobody's gonna catch that. Or you could catch that, but like, you gotta be so confident, like, to catch it. But like, even me, this confident, I would not, I would not even go for this tail swoop if I didn't take this trade, right? Right here, I said at 9:40, I'd like to enter, right? And this was gonna be me adding on if it goes above to the CE and rolls down, right? That was gonna be adding on. I don't need to add on, but it was just like for whatever, right? But look at the entry. The entry was at 9:35. That's even way earlier than I expected. 5 minutes early, right? ES gives you the entry that I was talking about, right? Look at, I said 9:40. You're just looking for an entry, whatever entry, right? Because we're gonna be done with the manipulation by then, right? ES at 9:43. Boom, you hit the CE. That's like your entry, and you literally go instantly break even, right? And like I know what type of day this is. I know that I'll literally hit this CE, and I would go break even instantly because I know from there price would not even consider going back there. Yes, it gets close, but it's never gonna get my first entry ever, right? Until we hit the target. And I don't know what the hell the ES target is, I don't care. Anyway, for NQ, it just didn't give it that this day. It just didn't give me the entry this day, and it was there, but it was too early for my liking, and I do not trade before 9:40, right? Between 9:30 and 9:40, I do not care what I see. I do not trade. So I will change that later on, but right now it's because I used to have a problem with just pre-entering and just getting cooked that I've made this rule. It's nothing to do with like anything algorithmic. So just if you can trade before 9:40, that was your trade, right? Remember to enter early. Why? Because I know after that they do not want to let people get the move, right? Like because the discount, once we leave our discount, right? Imagine this area, right? This is discount, right? This is discount, right? And you can see it's basically next to the new daily opening gap. So what PD arrays do you see, right? I see this fair value gap, this fair value gap, right? This fair value gap, and again, if you entered on this stop loss on this high, you're still safe, right? Boom. And that's it. Now you leave the balanced price range. I mean, and you leave the 0.5, right? You leave the safe space. Here, do not expect this fair value gap to work. No. Do not expect this order block to work. No. Right? There ain't nothing here to trade. The entry, the safest place that was from here till here, right? That's your discount range. So anything here, you're chasing price, right? Relative to that time, right? And because it's going against, and not just because it's going against, it's just this type of move anyway, right? Like they do not want, because it's so fast. The shorts, that's why I said I love the shorts, because they're so fast, right? And if it's going above like the natural way that price was going, like now we're at all-time high, but we're shorting. It's gonna make sure everybody is out, either on the longs or the shorts, right? Everybody gotta be out, just like yesterday, right? Even though this is Powell's thing, but it's the exact. It doesn't need Powell. It'll do it, right? You're gonna make sure everybody's out. Look, And that's the thing. You just need to like get on the higher time frames and relax, right? I'm seeing people tweak. Some people were shorting, right? This was like it was at 10 and some people were tweaking like, oh, this fair value gap, like it's not worth what the fuck is going type shit. And I'm like, bro, if they were looking at shorts as well, like previous day low or this low as well, right? It's literally 10, right? There is 5 more hours for this market to trade and do whatever it wants. So why does it have to go there right there and now? It don't. Especially that London ain't the high of the day, remember? This is London high. Right there is 5:05. So we take it after London time. So London high has been taken, right? In London lunch or whatever if you want to call it. Regardless, I don't care. London been taken. So the 10:50 like closing macro for no, it's not there. It don't matter. So you just let it ride for the day. Let the day finish. Again, how do you know you're safe in these days or whatever? Like you're on side or whatever, right? This quick thing, right? Wicks goes to the gap, takes buy side in. That's your number one. Like hello, we're going down, right? This you should have this on your chart. Hello, we're going down, right? And then dropping all the way here. And then this, right? Do you see like this area? Let's say I'm bullish, right? I'm bearish, but I'm not gonna be blind to be like, oh, whatever, right? These levels is for today to reverse, right? And remember yesterday, if we displace through, I don't know what areas you guys have to reverse, but like for me, if I displace through a place where I'm like, oh, if I was bullish, I'd buy here. Did we displace through? Yes. So this is a sign that we're gonna go down at least to previous daily low. My analysis says all the way down here, right? So I'm cool. I'm waiting, right? So by the time it's 10:50, for me, that's time to turn off the charts, right? Because if it doesn't do it by then, I should set a stop loss and just let it run, right? And I take a screenshot at a certain time here before 10:50 because we have not made this low yet, right? And that makes a big difference, right? Because let me see where, right? So look how far my stop loss is. All the way, like I know what kind of high resistance this is. I don't mind price going even all the way up and visiting this again. I do not care, right? I know it's gonna be doing that because it's trying to like imagine you're trying to long cooked 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 short cooked short cooked short cooked short cooked short, you know what I'm saying? You gotta, it's trying to take everybody the fuck out before it goes for the obvious. Of course the obvious is previous daily low, but some people like trying to go for the highs because it's obvious or whatever. It'll make sure like if we ever get into like these, just wait either 30 minutes or 1 hour, right? Just wait 30 minutes or 1 hour, right? So the second that we do it, you just count from like here. The second that disrespect this gap by this candle, honestly, till 33. Are we moving? Okay, we're moving. And there we should dump. Oh, we start again. And now just extend it to an hour to 11:03. And then now you start looking again, like that's if you're checking. And now we're moving. Yes, we got out of it, right? Yes, this looks like it's stolen, but how do you know you're still cool, right? So look at this range. This is a balanced price range, right? Look at these highs. What are these highs? They're going to the top of the new daily opening gap and they're going above midnight opening price to offer discount. Simple as that. Don't look at PDA raise that there. Look at the logic. We're going above here to hit the new daily opening gap and offer discount at the same time twice, right? We have a balanced price range right here. That's the top and that's the low. And what do you expect from a balanced price range? To keep price at the bottom half, right? It should struggle to even get up to the upper quadrant, right? So like a realistic aggressive stop loss would be upper quadrant of a balanced price range once it leaves it, and it leaves it right here. Okay, once you see that displacement, we leave it, right? Or basically any significant move like even to here, basically leave it, right? I would not expect price to come above 0.5 on a closing basis, and you can see it don't. So the logic is still there. The chop land, yes, but the logic is still there. And then again, we make even a bigger bigger, what do you call it, balanced price range. Remember, these balanced price ranges will eventually be just order blocks on the higher time frame, so you really don't like stop deep in it. Okay, we look at here, and now what do we want? We don't want price to go above the 0.5 on closing basis, right? You can see once we left it here and we went back, stop loss could just go above, like, I don't know, here to be safe. You can see we don't even reach 0.5, right? We use the PD area. I'm not sure what this is. I think it's a daily wick. And we zoom down. We actually start the move right at 12:30 basically, right? And from this balance price range, we're gone. So just have wider stop losses and just chill out. Leave it for the day. Cool. So once we drop, right? As you can see, my exit was, again, remember I said I need only 1.5k per week. I might or not trade. I literally don't care about trading tomorrow, but I'll see if there's anything obvious. Why not? Because right now I'm just working on like 5 eval accounts, like rotating, right? I'm not trying to like copy trade them yet. And once I'm like fully with it, then 1.5 will be my limit for the week on actual funded accounts, right? On the XFAs. So maybe I'll trade if there's something obvious for tomorrow. I don't really care. Right. Anyway, my target, as you can see, it was in the upper quadrant. 715, just basically before the upper quadrant of this daily volume imbalance, right? I know what we're most likely gonna do, which is, if you remember, yesterday I showed all the liquidities that we left on before, right? This liquidity, and these liquidities, right? Whatever. But I said what makes the most sense is taking this liquidity, and at least hitting our daily fair value gap, right? Before that daily fair value gap, what's the lowest hanging fruit objective? Is this daily volume imbalance, right? And we do take 2 previous daily lows. And of course we take 3 now, but I'm saying at the time that what makes sense. And that's why I entered 4 MNQs here, just to try target the lowest hanging fruit objective, right? Upper quadrant, that's like guaranteed of the guaranteed it's gonna hit today, regardless. You can see it went over it, and did we have, like, look at the CE, like right there. We could have easily just actually just reversed there, you know. Well, I'm wrong. Well, I'm kind of right, but I don't need to be 100% right on the day to make money, as you can see. And it could have just went, that's it. Well, as you can see, it went back down and just hit the liquidities I was talking about. This one, and now we hit the upper quadrant of the daily fair value gap. To me, that's enough, right? I do not care for it to go lower. Like these sell side liquidities or whatever, like they've been basically replaced by these ones, right? And I do not care for them as much because they are below the 0.5. And if we're really bullish, reaching this discount, which is the first discount, like the first 0.5 of the whole daily range, right? Like if you pull a fib from here to here, that's the first discount that you'll get, and the upper quadrant. which tells you again the market is very bullish, even though it doesn't look like it after having a big ass dump, taking 3 previous daily lows. But to me, that is enough. Could it go lower one more day and visit these lows in upper quadrant? Yes, it could. Do I care? No. What would I most likely look for now is us to complete what I said yesterday is we're going down to go back up. So now this buy side is activated, and eventually on Friday this buy side is activated for me. Right, looking at it now, I'm like, yeah. So that is what I think for today. What's gonna happen is we would somehow find some sort of support, and then there'll be a setup for long tomorrow. And if it doesn't look like it, I do not care because I made my money. But I'll probably trade Friday because whatever Thursday does, Friday is gonna be the most obvious day, right? So like if Thursday goes up and he doesn't take this high and stalls, then I know Friday is gonna take this high, and that's just the easiest like day that I would not care about, right? Like to like not to trade it because it's just an obvious setup. But for Thursday, all I'm saying for tomorrow, yes, this could be the low. So don't be go neutral. That's no go neutral, right? If I don't know, gun to my head, I'd say that's the low, right? But I'd be neutral and look for buy setups mainly. If they fail, do not push it. Just wait and see what price is doing, or just skip the goddamn day, right? Just skip the day. Anyway, let's just go on the daily. So this is just for me to chart later, or like basically see regardless. Discount, the only thing that we really had in discount, which was this fair value gap, and we hit the upper quadrant, right? This is a midweek reversal week profile I'm expecting to initiate, which takes Monday to go up, Tuesday, Wednesday to go down, Thursday, Friday to go up, right? So the week is literally starts going down to go up. That's it. Anyway, that's the market recap. And yeah, peace.